Have you ever wondered if anal intimacy in old age is appropriate or even beneficial? Often, this is a topic that remains silent, hidden under layers of taboos and prejudices. However, the reality is that many of us, upon reaching maturity, continue to experience desires and sensations that can surprise us and even challenge our own expectations about sexuality at this stage of life. Today, I want to invite you to an intimate and respectful conversation, a discussion that allows us to explore this aspect of sexuality from a medical, psychological, and emotional perspective. This space is designed for those who, like you, have surpassed the age of 50 and find themselves in a stage of life where the body has indeed changed. Yet, it is also a stage of maturity that enables us to approach sexuality differently, with greater depth and perhaps more awareness than ever before. Let us speak openly, without judgment, about the possibilities of anal intimacy in old age. I want us to approach this topic with the curiosity, respect, and understanding it deserves. Throughout my experience as a doctor and sexologist, I have accompanied many people who feel curious about exploring new forms of intimacy in maturity. In many cases, anal intimacy becomes one of those experiences that, despite being shrouded in taboo, can bring a profound connection between partners. The first thing I want to clarify is that, as with any sexual experience, every body is different, and there is no single way to live it. What may be pleasurable for one person may not be for another, and both are entirely valid decisions. When we talk about anal intimacy in old age, we must understand that, naturally, the body undergoes certain changes. The elasticity of the skin and tissues decreases over time, including the anal area. This does not mean we cannot enjoy this type of intimacy, but it does mean we need to take more precautions and be mindful of proper preparation. For example, lubrication becomes absolutely essential as we age. Dryness may become more common, so it is advisable to use a good lubricant, whether water-based or silicone-based. The goal here is to ensure the experience is comfortable and enjoyable for both partners. A common concern I often hear from older individuals is whether anal intimacy can be harmful to their health. The answer is that, if done properly and with the necessary precautions, it does not have to be harmful. In fact, according to studies published in sexology journals, sexual life after 50 can be just as, or even more, satisfying than in earlier stages of life. This is partly because, at this stage, we often have greater self-confidence and more open communication with our partners. Anal intimacy, like any other form of sexual exploration, can enrich that connection if both partners feel comfortable with the idea. One of the most important keys to enjoying intimacy in old age is communication. Openly discussing with our partner what we would like to try, what concerns us, or what makes us feel good is fundamental. In many cases, what makes a sexual experience enjoyable is not just the act itself, but also the trust and emotional connection that is established. In old age, couples often have years or even decades of shared history, creating a unique foundation of understanding and connection. By approaching this topic with an open mind and mutual respect, we can challenge outdated taboos and embrace a fuller, richer understanding of intimacy in later life. To continue, it's crucial to highlight that exploring intimacy at any age, including anal intimacy in later years, involves prioritizing health and safety while embracing open-mindedness and curiosity. In addition to using adequate lubrication, another important factor is taking time for proper preparation. This includes communication with your partner about comfort levels, using gentle techniques, and understanding that patience is essential for a pleasurable and safe experience. For those new to this type of intimacy, starting slowly and being attuned to your partner's reactions can make the experience more enjoyable and reduce any potential discomfort. What this creates is a solid foundation of mutual respect and understanding, which is crucial when discussing more delicate intimate experiences. From a psychological perspective, anal intimacy can also evoke deep emotions and sensations. Some people may feel vulnerable or uncertain about exploring this form of connection for the first time in maturity, and this is completely normal. However, research in the field of sexual psychology shows that couples who openly communicate about their desires and needs tend to enjoy a more satisfying sexual life, regardless of the practices they choose to engage in. Vulnerability, when shared in a respectful and consensual manner, can become a doorway to greater intimacy and emotional connection. It is also important to consider certain medical aspects when talking about anal intimacy in old age. As people age, some may experience health issues such as hemorrhoids or anal fissures, which can make this practice uncomfortable or even painful. If you find yourself in this situation, my first recommendation would be to consult your doctor to ensure there are no contraindications for you. This doesn't mean that anal intimacy is out of reach, but it may require a more careful approach. Proper preparation and patience are essential. Ultimately, what I want to convey is that age is not a barrier to enjoying a fulfilling sexual life. In fact, for many people, maturity is a time when they discover new forms of pleasure and connection with their partner. There are no strict rules about what we should or should not do in intimacy, as long as both partners feel comfortable and agree to explore together. In this sense, anal intimacy can be a completely valid and enriching experience if approached with respect and knowledge. You might wonder how to know if this form of intimacy is right for you. The answer is simple. Listen to your body and your partner. If both of you feel curious and want to try something new, do so with an open mind, without pressure, and always remembering that the consent and well-being of both are the most important aspects. Some people find that by trying new forms of intimacy in old age, they rediscover a spark in their relationship, something they may not have felt in years. This is completely normal and, in fact, one of the most beautiful aspects of sexuality and maturity, the ability to rediscover and reinvent ourselves. On the other hand, if you feel that this type of intimacy is not for you, that is also completely valid. The beauty of sexuality in maturity is that there is no single way to experience it. What's important is that each person finds what makes them feel good, what brings them pleasure, and what strengthens their bond with their partner. To conclude, anal intimacy in old age is neither inherently good nor bad. Everything depends on how we approach it, with what intention and respect, and how well we communicate with our partner. If both agree and take the necessary precautions, it can be a gratifying experience that strengthens your connection. At this stage of life, our sexuality can remain a source of joy, pleasure, and connection, and there is no reason to limit ourselves if desire and mutual respect are present. If this topic resonates with you, I encourage you to explore it further at your own pace and with an open heart. Remember, our sexuality evolves with us, and it's a journey that can continue to bring joy, connection, and discovery at every stage of life. Embrace the opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself and your relationship, and don't hesitate to seek support or guidance if needed. Thank you for joining this conversation. Here's to celebrating intimacy, communication, and respect, no matter our age. Until next time, take care of yourself and your relationships, and always approach your journey with curiosity and compassion.